Hello, David. I hope you're doing well. I am just going to walk you through my thoughts on your case. I'm I don't want to paint myself as an expert. I do a lot of overdenture cases, and we do a fair amount of fixed cases. Um, but and certainly I don't know your level of expertise. So I don't know where you are in your implant journey. So I don't want to paint this as like this is absolutely what you should do. These are just my thoughts looking at the scan. It's a very challenging case, and I would love to hear the thoughts of our colleagues on this site or this page or group. I certainly learn a lot on this group, and I try to contribute where I can. Ramsey, I really appreciate you for sure, and everyone else on this group. So thank you for sending me the DICOM. I enjoy looking at it, and I enjoy treatment planning these cases. Definitely difficult, and I'll just kind of take everybody through what I see. So beginning on the patient's right, we're coming forward. You can see the nerve there. Pretty decent width on the posterior right side, and width and height. I mean, if you're just trying to get an implant in there to hold a denture. So as we pass the mental foramen on the right side, one thing I notice is just the foramen. It's just a little bit higher than I would like to try and make this case work. I'm not. I've never repositioned the foramen, but certainly, could be a possibility. Um, as we move forward, just the ridge gets really thin. And let's see, I can make the. Let's see, we'll make the implants go away for a second there, and we'll just do one pass through. You can just see this ridge gets very thin, just like one person said, like an hourglass, just down here, just super thin, maybe just a few millimeters across. And when we get about to the midline, we get some nice thick bone there, and then we continue on around. That looks like an hourglass again, and then here's the left foramen. So just anterior of that is a little bit of width, and then the left side, again, we've got some decent width there. All right, and I'll turn on the annotations back on. So here we're going to come back across. Let's see. So really the toughest sites are trying to get anything between the midline and the two foramen. So this is basically what I think, but certainly I'm not recommending that you do this or you go beyond your where you feel comfortable. I've had a case similar to this that I referred to the oral surgeon, and I think that's definitely going to be your own call. But definitely looking at this, the most width I see, between the foramen is dead in the middle. So I definitely, I believe getting an implant here is not a big problem. I'm looking at approximately 27 millimeters of reduction, and then pretty small implant. I would go, like Norris has a 3.3 that has a 3.5 platform or a 3.7. Should be able to get there. I like using Denture in these cases, or pretty much most all cases, or in my case, every case. On the lower right, in front of the mental foramen, things are really thin. I think you'd probably be looking at some form of ridge split there, whether you're trying to expand with your Denture. One thing you can do is go in, expand with the Denture and graft, let that heal, and then go back in again and try to expand again. But in this area, that's about all I can see as far as splitting the ridge. You can't get much lower than this without repositioning the foramen, and that's certainly not my area of expertise. On the lower left, in front of the mental foramen, same thing. It's thin, and but I would go as small as diameter as I could. Again, they make Norris makes a 3.3. Implant Direct has a 3.2, but it has a different platform. You know, I like to kind of stick with the same platform when I can, and I don't know how big of a deal a tenth of a millimeter is going to be in that case. So again, the most challenging sites are going to be the patient's lower right and the patient's lower left in front of the foramen. Another option, just kind of brainstorm idea, if I did these three, I would definitely connect them with a titanium bar. I just really prefer that method, and it's good in my eyes in so many ways. I mean, you get the you splint your implants together. It brings the connection up off the tissue. You, to me, it's easier to maintain, and it's and the bar actually is, no matter the angle of your implants, is going to make everything parallel. And Root Dental Lab, they do an excellent job. And if you decide to go with a bar, and I don't know if that's something that you've done, just let me know, and I can tell you how to, you know, make your impressions and everything like that for it, or connect you with the right people. But yeah, that's kind of our routine as a bar over denture in those cases. Now on the lower left, these are, I believe this is about a 3.5 to 3.7 6 millimeter implant, 6 millimeter implant. And this one here in like the just 19 position would be that's a 3.7. I mean, there's enough width there for it. 3.7 by 8, and then we've got 2 6s on the lower right, and these would be, you know, just about as narrow as you can get them, or, you know, whatever you feel like you can expand things up to. And then from there, what I like to do is just figure out where the implants are and then measure down to get my reduction. So in this spot, you know, that's about a little between 9 and 10 millimeters above this implant, and then come over here, and it's about 11 millimeters there. And right in the middle, it's about 27 millimeters or so from the incisal edge of those incisors down to the platform of this implant. So if you didn't place the ones right in front of the foramen and the thin bone, you have plenty of bone in the middle, plenty of bone behind the foramen. You could do a locator over denture. I mean, that's certainly an option, and it, you know, would give the patient something decent. I suppose you could connect a bar from these two to this one to these two, and, you know, maybe that might not be the most ideal thing in the world, but, you know, I think it would work. You know, I think it certainly would. So those are my thoughts. You know, again, I'm not painting myself as I'm the world's expert on this, but I am a dentist who loves implants just like you are, and I'd love to hear other people's thoughts. And I like the idea of, you know, sharing a DICOM like this. It really wasn't a big deal to import, and again, I appreciate everybody's time and everything everyone's done to help me. And I hope you all have a great night and a great weekend. Take care.